Hello everyone, I'm Angus, doing this video for that Eurovision site, and today we're continuing our Meet the Team interviews. Today I'm joined by the absolutely amazing.
Hi, it's me. I'm Kittens. You may know me from I don't know, from my berets, I think, and shenanigans.
Berets and GeoGuessr, I think would be a good place to
Beret,
start.
yeah, yeah, that seems like a good place to start.
So yeah, who are you? What do you do?
I'm Kittens. I am a video editor and staff writer. I do a lot more video editing nowadays than I used to. I'm mostly video editor and I mostly corral people into doing videos, including stuff like PowerPoint roulette, but also getting the business stuff done. So like making sure that we have reactions and everything else will be the fun stuff in the near future.
This entire YouTube channel would fall apart without you. Like, it-
Stop, stop. I've only been at the site since last September, so I'm just coming up to my first year. I only took up video editing in February-ish. Having done just a little bit of video editing in my past, and suddenly needing to go like upscale to doing quite a few more than that. So yes.
Speaking of when you joined the site, how did you find us and what inspired you to apply?
I mean, I have a journalism degree that I just basically never did anything with. And I was on the verge of like applying, like I was thinking about applying to something the year before I actually applied to this. And then I just didn't get around to it. And then this year, a friend encouraged me, and they were like, if you're going to apply, you should apply, and you should apply for that Eurovision site. And I was like, yeah, worth a try. What's the worst that can happen? And foolishly, you all accepted me,
And
and here I am.
we're suffering the consequences ever since.
Yes, absolutely. My
Um,
demands for BPMs.
your demands for BPMs. So let's go back, way back, just a few years after Eurovision began. How did you get like what made you a Eurovision fan?
I mean, when I was a kid, there were two nights that you could stay up properly late, and everybody will joke that it's because the dawn of the dinosaurs or something like that. No, I am by far probably the oldest person on this site. But there were two nights I was allowed to stay up late. One was the first last night of the proms, and one was Eurovision. Eurovision like always stuck with me, and then I eventually kind of came back to it like properly. Um, Popular by Eric Sada was the one that really brought me back in. Although I'd watched it like constantly, but like that was the one that really brought me back in. And I've been watching it in some variety ever since, and kind of joined the proper Euro fandom probably like 2020, 2021-ish. So yeah.
And you've listened to Benjamin and Grosso obsessively ever since, I believe.
I mean, I am known for my love of Benjamin Ingrosso, but my love for Benjamin Ingrosso does not come from Dance You Off. My love for Benjamin Ingrosso comes from a multitude of other things. Um, so, I think a lot of people, like I said this year, I was like, if you think Benjamin Ingrosso is just Dance You Off, when you see semi-final one, you are going to be surprised. And people were surprised, funnily enough. But I had the joy of meeting Benji in London this year, and it was a delight. And yeah, very normal about it. Very normal about it. Absolutely.
Speaking of being normal about things, Eurofans never go crazy at Eurovision or Eurovision events. So, what you're like, I believe you've been at quite a few over the last 2, 3 years already, like vaguely Eurovision related stuff,
Yeah, so
right?
I've been I think my first LEP was 2018, I want to say, or something like that. It was when Benjamin Ingrosso was on, actually. Um Benjamin Ingrosso was there with Felix Sandman. Um so I've been to LEP, and I'd been to like a few smaller things, and then last year I was in Malmö, and I was in Liverpool the year before. Um, I wasn't really intending to go to Malmö, and then I ended up going anyway. So, I feel like the Eurofandom do be enablers when it comes to just go. If you want to go, just go. Um, and I've had the good fortune to go to a lot of Eurovision events, and I regularly turn up at things like Eurofest in London. So, and the last year was my second year at Mello. I'll be at Mello again next year. Um, yeah, I am well and truly on the Eurofan event schedule.
Yeah, so as you said, mellow, but what other like Eurovision songs or moments or countries should people like think of when they think of you and the kind of Eurovision stuff you love?
Oh, I mean, I am well known for loving bangers. Like I love a good BPM. Probably my favorite Eurovision song, and I literally don't care how cringe it is. I literally don't care. It's Beauty Never Lies. Um, and it's I everybody's like, oh, it's so cringe. I don't care. I really don't care. Um, but yeah, so Beauty Never Lies absolutely like a defining moment for me. I think like watching it at the time and stuff was just like I was astounded at the time, and I still love that song. Getting to see her in Euroclub this year was amazing. Um, it was just yeah. Um, I suppose people also know me for loving the code a little bit, quite a bit. I had a lovely moment with Nemo this year, um, where I made a beret with their cover art on it. And I got to meet them at Nordic Eurovision Party. Um, and yeah, it was just I'm definitely more of a bangers person. I do like the occasional ballad. I don't dunk on all of them. I do dunk on some of them. Me and Daniel regularly come to blows, virtual blows, obviously, over our opinions on songs, sometimes. But it's it's all in good, all in good humor.
We shouldn't forget your best night ever for the site, your favorite night you've ever done, which is live tweeting Una Voce per San Marino, the final. Wasn't that just an amazing experience for everyone involved?
I I I'm quite happy to do all sorts of things, but I do not want to. There were people messaging me during that live tweeting session, just being like, "Are you okay, hun?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It was definitely a moment. I'm not like oh, I'm not against what came out of this year. Like I love Megara. I would have been equally happy if it had been Loredana birthday. But
It,
there
it,
was a lot of yikes in that final. And it just kept going and kept going. And I think like everybody both online on Twitter and in our little chats as well, was just watching me just have a literal meltdown as to how it was going.
I was having a good time. Uh,
Thanks.
so we've established basically two things, I believe, during this interview. You love banger, no, sorry, three things. You love bangers, you make berets, and you are old. I believe those are the three things. But like,
Yes.
what are some other like hobbies or lore or other th about you that you feel like sharing with the internet?
God, now I have to think about stuff. That seems hard. I mean, we also established that I love Benjamin Ingrosso, and I also have another set of my emotional support Swedish pop boys, the Holy Trinity, Benjamin Ingrosso, Darren, and Oscar Zia are. Um, but I don't know what else. What else shenanigans have I? You probably have something better than I do off the top of your head.
I was
I'm
just
just
thinking
like,
of your cat.
oh yeah, my lovely black cat who is like snoozing like literally down here right now. He is very mostly well behaved, but occasionally he does interrupt interviews and podcasts and stuff like that. So if you're very careful, you might see him in the background of some of our videos every now and then, having the zoomies. But you can see him regularly. I post him being a silly little boy on my Twitter, and all that kind of stuff. So you can see him just like hanging around, being a little weird boy.
You say interrupt, I say enrich, but
Yes.
tomato, tomato.
There was a great moment when I was editing the Festival to Cansal videos last year, and we had like 10 interviews or something, and three of them were interrupted by cats. And the artist's cats. So it was a glorious time for me. I had to cut them out, but I felt like I should have saved it, and put them into like a Festival de Cansal cat compilation.
We'll make a cat supercut if it happens in the upcoming Eurovision season, I'd say.
Yes, yeah. All interviewees have to show us their cats.
So yeah, I think that brings us to the end of the interview. Is there anything you'd like to plug or anything you need the people to know?
No, you can just follow. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Kittens, and yep, you can follow my shenanigans, as I struggle to make yet another beret, um, try and work out how I'm gonna make another one. I already have like four ideas on my back burner that I should probably get on with, but yes, thank you, Angus.
Thank you so much for joining me, Kittens. And thank you, viewers, so much for watching. If you want to watch more of these videos or more of Kittens or more of me, don't forget to follow, well, like, comment, subscribe this video, obviously, and follow at that Eurosite over on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky, Tumblr, probably your local lamppost at this rate. We're everywhere at that Eurosite. I'm not sure if this will go out in that form, but we also do a podcast in which we sometimes also upload some for more long interviews. You can follow at that Euro podcast on your podcast listening place of choice and also on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you so much for listening/watching, and goodbye.
Goodbye.